Hey folks, welcome back to Handgun World. I'm Bob Main. Optics on handguns. This subject is argued endlessly, but there's a personal experience that I want to talk about. It didn't happen to me, it happened to another shooter today. I was competition shooting today, and I shot my iron-sighted Shadow Systems DR920p. Another shooter was shooting a gun similar to this. Now this is my Shadow Systems DR920 Elite with an optic. Okay? This is just a low-cost Swamp Fox optic. It's nothing special. It's something that I'm just running because I want to run it, but I got to tell you, this thing has been solid. Now, I followed the instructions mounting this, but here's what I want to tell you. Here's an experience. The other shooter was shooting an HK VP9, and he had an aim-point acro on his gun. While he was shooting, the optic flew off, hit him in the forehead, and drew blood. Very minor, but it did that. It came off, hit him in the forehead. He had to pause his shooting for a while, go get bandaged. He's fine. He didn't get seriously injured. But think about that. No serious injury, but the optic flew off of his gun. Now, why does that happen? Well, it can. This is a weak point of a gun whenever you put an optic on there. I know there's people, I've run 5,000, 10,000 rounds through my gun. I have an optic of whatever, whether it's Holosun or whether it's Aimpoint or Trijicon, and I've never had a problem. Well, that's good for you. There are people who do have issues, and I saw it today. So I'm not I'm not repeating something that I've heard. I saw it. I was watching him shoot, and I saw the optic fly off of his slide, hit him in the head. So, is this going to seriously hurt you? No. Is it a major pain in the rear end when you're shooting? Yeah, it is. What happens if it's a defensive situation? Now, here's the good thing. He came back to shooting. The shooter came back, and he shot with his backup iron sights. He had a real good set of backup irons. And he was shooting just as well. And I said to him, sir, it looks like you're shooting as well without your optic, using your iron sights. And he said, yeah. He said he was surprised to find out that he could still shoot the irons just as well. He said he felt untethered because he wasn't looking for the dot. Now, people say, well, the technique is you shouldn't be looking for the dot. That's true. You shouldn't be looking for the dot, okay? You should be focused on the target when you present your gun and you got your optic on. However, people make the mistake of looking for the dot. And when you're constantly looking for that dot and trying to place that dot somewhere on the target, it can slow you down. So that's a disadvantage of optics. Another disadvantage is these optics can fly off of your gun. Now, I put a decent amount of Loctite. When I put these screws in, I put a decent amount of Loctite. Shadow Systems provides you screws when you buy the gun. Screws for mounting your optic. They have very high quality screws. Not the little bitty, chintzy, cheap screws that you get supplied with in a Glock MOS, for example, but really good. And I followed the instructions. I put the good screws in here. I used Loctite, and I made sure I did what I was supposed to do. So far, after nearly 1,000 rounds, no problem with my optic. So I like optics, but do you need them? I don't think you do. I shot very well today with my iron-sighted pistol. I'm so used to shooting irons. Some people think the irons are faster. Some people think that the red dots or green dots are faster. It's up to you, but I don't think you need an optic. A lot of other gun industry trainers and experts, they've taken a lot of heat for that statement. Boy, Ken Hackathorn, I think, was one of them, if I'm not mistaken. Took a lot of heat. I think it was Ken. So please don't quote me on that and don't hold me to it. But a lot of people gave him a hard time for saying that you really don't need to have an optic on your handgun to be effective. I kind of agree. I like optics. I'm going to continue to shoot optics. I am going to put probably optics on an optic on this gun because I have plenty of other iron-sighted guns. Recently, I did a video on the Ruger RXM. Check it out. It'll be up in one of these corners. It's got fantastic iron sights. I'm not quite sure that I ever need to put an optic on the Ruger RXM, okay? But don't go racing out and don't buy into all the marketing that you see out there that you gotta have an optic on your gun. It's marketing, folks. It's marketing. I am in sales and marketing as a profession. I'm telling you, it's just marketing to try to sell you stuff. Practice with your gun. Shoot your gun. Shoot it a lot. Train and practice. And even with iron sights, you're still going to be effective. If you like this video, please click like. Please subscribe to my channel. Support me on Patreon. Down here in the description, you can find my Patreon link. Remember, shoot straight, shoot safe, read your Bible every day. Thanks for watching.